You know, tomorrow, uh, that is on, what I would say, on 19th of November 2023, after 1.5 months, or even a bit more than that, ultimately the final of the World Cup cricket tournament 2023 is going to be held tomorrow at 2 p.m., right since 2 p.m. And many of my friends via telephone requested me to speak something about this possibility of the outcome of tomorrow's match. As I happen to be a very keen observer of so many cricket games, almost each and every game that India played against other countries, nations, and particularly those matches which were very crucial and very significant, not only in the context of India playing other nations, but even when two giant teams like Australia, West Indies in the 70s, 80s, and Pakistan, West Indies, Pakistan, Australia, and so many cracker of the game, New Zealand and Australia, England, Australia. These games, many of those games also I had witnessed closely, and from that experience, even not only the Test crickets, the ODI also I happened to witness with great eagerness, just like a student of cricket. So from that perspective, and I have almost followed each and every particular game in this World Cup, particularly the games that India played against other nations. One thing I would like to say about tomorrow's mega final, that India, if India wins the toss, I think it's my, mind, my, observation speaks out that if India wins the toss, without any hesitation, whatever the condition of the pitch might be, India should opt to bat first. Because, unlike in the 2011, when Mahendra Singh Dhoni chased it down, what happened? Sri Lanka posted 260, almost 270, 271 like that, as I recall it. And India lost 3-4 wickets in a very quick time. Even Sachin were dismissed. So it may not be all that, it may not be all that easy to chase a score of 280, 290, 300, batting second. If Australia anyway, manages to post, because the Aussies do have a real, fiery batting lineup. And you never know, cricket is a funny game. If, Travis Head, Mitchell Marsh, David Warner, or even Steve Smith, Glenn Maxwell, whoever it may, if any of those 5-6 guys, if any two of those 5-6 guys, can just bat around 10, 15, 20 overs, they can post, 280, 290, even 300 plus score. And then, given the potential India has within its arsenal in the form of batting resources, India can chase down, no doubt about it. But that's not going to be very much easy in that context, because number one, 140,000 spectators, almost 132 to 140,000 spectators will be shouting, and India as a hot favorite. What a spectacular performance India has, so far India has displayed in this particular game, so in this particular World Cup. So the pressure will be high on the Indian batters. If India, has to chase down a score like, 280, 300 or 320 like that, because given the Indian batting strength, anyway, if India one or two bowlers cannot just get the rhythm, even in case, like the semi-final, what happened. Actually, Mohammad Sami and Kuldeep, apart from that, other bowlers didn't just, come out with that kind of, vengeance against the Kiwis. Other than Mohammad Sami, possibly, it's a quite, we can safely assert that India would have lost that even after posting 398, that was not safe. Anybody, any cricket lovers can say it without any kind of doubt at all. Because, with 8 wickets in hand and, 185 in 19 overs, in modern days 2020 cricket, and with two set batsmen in the form of Kane Williamson and Darren Mitchell, anything could have happened. And India could have just lost the game in the semi-final. But, had such a brilliant bowling of Mohammad Sami, and of course, assisted by Kuldeep Yadav to a certain extent, and Indian the terrific catches in cool customer Ravindra Jadeja on the boundary line. The way he held those catches, that was not easy on the boundary line. He had to hold his nerves the way Ravindra Jadeja did, and take those catches, win matches. And it has already been proved in the second semi-final when South Africans, even after posting in Indian Gardens just 2 days back, you can see 212 or 13 were the target, and 60 in 6 overs Australia, 60-0. Head and Warner were going great guns. And what happened after that? Once they got, once Markram, got the better of Warner's defense, South Africa's part-time spinner, and then all on a sudden wickets started tumbling. Had South Africa not dropped even the regulation lollipop catches against the Aussies, Steve Smith, a player of Steve Smith's caliber, were given 3 lives. And all those catches were very simple catches. Or even club level, fielders should have caught those catches. And even, almost 6-7 catches, the South Africans lost those catches. Class A, and even Cummins in the last, again, Pat Cummins's stumping chances were missed. And 6-7 catches, wow, regulation catches were missed. Australia would have been in no doubt about that. Australia should consider themselves extremely lucky, to get past the South African barrier. Because South Africa fielded miserably in a very, very poor piece of fielding. Those catches should have been taken. 1-2 may be dropped. So India must, and Australia in contrast to that, Australian ground fielding were magnificent. You can see throughout the tournament. So India not only will have to face the Aussies, Pacers, Hazelwood, what I would say, Hazelwood, Cummins, Stark, and Adam Jumper, and then the spinner. They will have to face the terrific Australian fielding unit. The Aussies are superb. The Aussies don't miss too many in their ground fielding. So you cannot expect that Aussies will be dropping too many catches. And they are not playing. They know that they are not the favorite. This time it's India who is the favorite. And that's their advantage, that they know that they have anything to lose. If they manage to win, get past this terrific Indian side, that will be a huge bonus for them. So they will be free in their heart. There is no extra pressure on them. So there will be no psychological extra pressure on them, which will be heavy on Indian players. Because the Indian players know that they, lots of expectations all over India right now. And the cricket they have delivered so far. So, from this perspective, I must say, if India manages to win, if luck favors, toss is not in anybody's hand. If luck favors, India, without any hesitation, whatever the condition of the pitches might be, India must opt to bat first. And if it favors the seam bowling, Indian starter, Rohit Sharma and, Subman Gill, must not do that blunder, them to go right from the beginning. If the pitch helps the seamers, helps the Australian fast bowlers, the mistakes that South Africans did at Eden Gardens, they should have been resilient against the fast bowlers during the first 10, 15, 20 overs, 10, 15 overs. They should have played safe cricket. They didn't do so. So Indians must be very careful. If if the pitch doesn't that have that much kind of pace favoring pitch, if it's an average pitch, helping both spinners and seamers, okay, then Rohit and Gill may just opt for attacking the Pacers, Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood right from the beginning. And then when India, and then we can hammer, jump and other spinners, no doubt about that. Or Cameron, whatever it may be, we can attack them very easily. But we must have a solid beginning. We must have a solid foundation. I think we have not forgot that we lost 3 wickets for just 2 runs in the opening match against Australia. Then we could recover. Then our batters did show extreme kind of maturity, and we won that contest. But we lost 3 wickets only within 2 runs. So we have to keep that in mind. Rohit Sharma and his compatriots, Kohli, KL Rahul, Subman Gill, Shreyas Iyer, they must realize that it's a big final. So they cannot afford to lose that kind of early wickets. Once the middle order comes into that kind of pressure in the final, it will not be easy to score high runs. So we must, Rohit Sharma and Subman Gill must show determination and courage that they do build up a real foundation. And if in any cases one of these two, who knows about the cricket? Cricket is a funny game. It can happen. If any one of these two gets dismissed very quickly in the first 1, 2, 3 overs, then the other batters, the number 3 batters to follow, they must show resilience to put a strong foundation, and must make sure that they play safe until 30 overs without losing any wicket, or not more than 2 wickets up to 30 overs. And then, they can go in a 20-20 mode. They can, and then, once you have 160 for 2, 170 for 2, or 150 even for 2 in 30 overs, you can always, in the last 20 overs, you can double the score. You can take the score up to 300 plus score in a final. If situations approves, if we do have a very good big, partnership in the opening, we can find a score even 400 plus, given the power hitting batsman we do have. We can even score 400 plus in the final. And one thing I must say, one critical mistake India did against the New Zealand's, to my mind, in the semi-final. The position India got themselves in. Indian batters towards the end got a little more they're satisfied, complacent that, well, we have scored lots of runs. We needn't score too many. We needn't be scoring too many runs. We have already crossed. We have already scored more than our winning runs. Cricket is a funny game. So if we get ourselves in a position to score, say, 430, 440, 450, we shouldn't be looking back. We should utilize the opportunity to the best. Our team should play selfless cricket. We must, above and from any individual, credentials, the victory of the team should be prioritized. Virat Kohli has been given a role. He is in terrific form. Around him, the others are expressing themselves well. But if once, we get a solid foundation, Virat finds himself, 30 overs, a 180 for 1 like that, or 180 for, Virat and his men must must go all out against the Kiwis. That's a terrible kind of, that will be a terrible kind of, then the score can go up to 400 plus. We shouldn't feel complacent about that. And, if India, bats, if India has to change a score 320, 330, 300 or 270, 280 plus, if India has to chase the New Zealand total, Indians must develop a solid foundation while chasing. Even 300 plus, India can chase any total around, even 340, 350, India can easily chase. But they have to keep their cool. India must not go in, they have to build a solid foundation, 150, 160 without loss. Within 25 to 30 overs. And then we can chase down given the batsmen. If we have to chase a total around 300 or even a little more than that or a little less, 280, 300 like that, we have to go, we have to build a Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli must keep that in mind, that they can't afford to lose too many wickets at the beginning. They need to have a solid opening partnership, or Virat Kohli must have to take an extra responsibility. So, and Rohit Sharma too. A quick fire 40, 50, 30 is not enough. This is the final. So Rohit must understand that if he can stay up to 30, 35 overs, and he can go all across, the spinners and other bowlers, 30, 40, that any other Indian batters, he can take the score, he can take the scoreboard beyond the Aussies. So Rohit Sharma, to my mind, should just sense that he cannot throw away wicket after scoring a quick fire 30, 40, 50. He is the key man in the final along with, Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer in Indian batting or lineup. So we cannot be always expecting Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul and Surya Kumar Yadav or others, or even Ravindra Jadeja to do the very big things all the time. Maybe they can do, but Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Shubman Gill, in the batting lineup must take up an extra responsibility. This is the key to my mind. And another thing, if India, one thing, in the bowling department, Shami has done exceptionally well. And, he's the key man. Without Shami, we could have lost the semi-final, no doubt about that. Without that performance, we would have lost the semi-final. It's known to everybody. Any Indian cricketer or any cricket, fan can understand that. But all day, we cannot expect a single man to win it for India single-handedly. Maybe that, but the other, Bumrah, Siraj, and Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep, they also must show their terrific bowling spree, the way they had done so far, so that the Aussies can't just settle down. Understand? I am sure Mohammad Shami will provide that terrific rhythm yet again in the final. I am 100% sure Mohammad Shami will provide the terrific rhythm even in the final. Whatever he had shown in his last 6 games, apart from the semi-final. So Mohammad Shami will deliver yet again in the final. I'm sure about it. Whether India bats fast or if India changes, Mohammad Shami must deliver. But I am expecting, believe me, my senses are speaking, Siraj and Bumrah will also be sensational in the final, along with Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. So, our bowling unit will be terrific, I'm sure. And, only our fielders have to complement. Catches win matches. Our fielders must not, be sloppy in the ground fielding. They must utilize the opportunities that come their way. They must, grab the catches that catches win matches. Like South Africans, 6-7 lollipop catches they miss. You cannot afford to do that in the final. And you cannot be so sleepy that Indian fielders were being exposed in the semi-final and against the Kiwis. So many runs we, just out of misfielding we conceded. So that shouldn't happen in the final. It's final. But my mind says, now the prospects of the game, well, if you ask me, if India bats first, I think, to my mind, if Indian batsmen stay focused, provided Indian batsmen stay focused, plans accordingly, they have to, they have to have a solid foundation, and then they have to go after the bowling. I'm sure India is going to score. I don't know what kind of pitches there are. If it is a very 50-50 pitch for the batters and the bowlers, then 330, 340 will be enough. But or 320 even may be enough for the final batting first. But if the pitches are batting friendly against the Aussies, we should be focusing on accumulating max to max runs. If once we just have a solid beginning at the solid opening partnership at the very beginning, so that's going to be extremely crucial for India. If and if Australia bats fast, I'm sure the Indian bowlers must go after that. But remember, Australia also are a tremendous side. So they have 3 match winners. To my mind, David Warner, Steve Smith, and of course Glenn Maxwell and Mitchell Mars. These 4 are the key batsmen. So, our bowlers must be, and our spinners in particular, and our pacers, Shami Siraj and Kuldeep, Shami Siraj and Bumrah in particular, they must not give the Aussie batsmen opportunity to settle down for a long time around the wicket. Once they get settled down, it will be hard to get past their defense. So, right from the beginning, if India bowls fast, India must try to keep Australia within 260, even below 200. If given that terrific, it's a final, and if India should be looking to restrict Australia even below 200. But if that doesn't happen, it is not that everything is lost. Even Australia can poses a total of 280, 300, 320. That's very unlikely given the present scenario of Indian bowling lineup. And I'm sure Bumrah and Siraj and Ravindra Jadeja, apart from Shami and Kuldeep, this Indian bowling lineup will display lots of determination and vengeance to get past the defenses of the Aussie batters. But still, cricket is a funny game. But I'm sure India should, if India has to chase, India should be should be resolute to restrict Australia within 200 or 220, 230. Not the Indians shouldn't be allowing Aussies to score many runs. So then the pressure will be minimum, and India can easily chase that total. And given the Indian bowling lineup, it's very likely that India, like the beginning, like the opening match, when India restricted Australia within 180, within 200, and again in the final, I think the same. If not 180, 220, 230, 240, max to max, India should be allow Australia to score 250 plus, 260 plus, a big final. Indian batters may feel a bit pressure. So I'm sure that if Australia wins the toss and bats first, India must be looking to restrict Australia within 220, 230. If not, below 200 if it is not possible. Because they also do have a terrific batting lineup. Given that terrific Indian, and to my mind, it's if India bats for, well, I have explained that. Once again, I'm speaking that Indian bowling lineup is going to that, and in batting lineup, 3 men for India will be the key. Once more, Rohit Sharma will be the trump card for India in the final. Rohit shouldn't be scoring be complacent to scoring a quick fire 40-50. No, once he scores, he has to remind that if Rohit can stay up to 30-35 overs, at least the score can go 400 plus. Because given the terrific potential he has, and with Subman, Kohli, KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer, we can do that. And then any score around like that, even 400 plus or 380, 390, the Aussies can't do that in the final against India, this bowling lineup. So, I have analyzed everything. I'm sure Mohammad Sami for India will be really, really replicating the terrific rhythm. But the Aussies must be too much cautious about Mohammad Sami and Jasprit Bumrah. So it may happen that they may not go after Sami and Bumrah and attack the other Indian 3 bowlers. Kuldeep, Ravindra Jadeja and Mohammad Siraj. They can attack these 3 bowlers. Possibly they may not go after Bumrah or Sami. So that's kind of a game plan they may be possibly having right now. And Shami will be, even that, whatever defense Shami has the magical power to get past the defense of any batters. And Jasprit Bumrah is a terrific bowler. Well, it may be that in the semi-final he couldn't just deliver his best rhythm. And Siraj must be looking for a terrific game in the final. And who doesn't know, if once Siraj gets back the confidence, and if he once gets the rhythm, he alone can take 2-3 wickets in an over or 2. So these 3 Indian pacers along with 2 spinners, India does have a terrific, formidable, bowling lineup and batting lineup. But in batting, Virat Kohli has been doing fantastically well. But Virat must be keen to replicate the same thing he has done in this tournament. He should score. I am expecting another brilliant 100 in the final from Virat Kohli. If he can do that, and Rohit Sharma and Shubman can give India a good start, and Rohit shouldn't be complacent with a quick fire 40, 50, 60. He should be there for 100 or like 150 like that. Then India will be irresistible. And cricket is a funny game, so nobody can predict. But still, I'm saying for Australia, the key men, David Warner, Glenn Maxwell, and Mitchell Mars and Steve Smith, this 4. And from Australia, for India, the key man in terms of batting and bowling, the key man for Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and of course, Shreyas Iyer in the batting lineup, Subman, and Mohammad Shami and Jasprit Bumrah, Kuldeep Yadav. They are, Ravindra Jadeja is exceptional in all-round games. I also am expecting high things, a very, very scintillating performance from Ravindra Jadeja as well. Let's see what happens. But everybody is speaking of a cracker of a game. But if anything behind the cricket scenario doesn't come to light, it's going to be all India. The cricketers, if the cricketers play according to their potential, whatever they have done so far, if the cricket is played on on cricketing merit on the field, if any outfield scenario doesn't come to light, out of the out of the field, out of the ground scenarios and perspectives don't come to into the configuration, to my mind, it's not going to be a cracker of a game. It will be all India, a terrific and massive victory for India, I predict. Massive victory for India, I predict. And Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, very, may become very special. And Kohli and Rohit. Okay, that's it. Yeah, if you want me, again and again I am speaking, because we have witnessed so many things over the centuries. So many things happen outside the cricketing logic. So if that doesn't come to light, that kind of thing, I don't think cricket will be played in terms of cricket. So, and a team spirit, if India plays as an integrated team the way they have been delivering so far, it will be a massive victory for India. And man of the match, okay, Mohammad Shami or Rohit Sharma in the final, or maybe Virat. Well, look, let's hope for the best. That's my, whatever cricket I understand, that's my prediction. Okay, all Indians can fire. Shreyas Iyer has shown, and Ravindra Jadeja has a terrific medal. Shreyas Iyer has shown what he can do. So anything can happen. But my mind speaking, Shami will deliver yet again, and in batting, and Jasprit Bumrah will also, provide his magical rhythm. And on the other hand, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli must deliver in the final. Okay, India victorious, my prediction. 2023 World Cup. Goodbye to all of you. Thanks. Have a very nice time. Okay, I'm bidding goodbye for today. Okay, hats up and thanks to everybody all over the world. India जीतेगी, भारत जीतेगी, भारत माता जीतेगी, भाई जीतेगी, भारत माता जीतेगी. India, my India, Mother India will win. Okay, that's it for today.